Hello students, how are you? I hope you have been doing well these days. You have been listening to the videos of our lectures as well as you are also given the PDF of the text or PDF of the PPT material that I have been using here. So I am sure that you will get benefit of all these things, and even then if you have any problems or any confusions, please do call, please do talk to me. So today again we are with the Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare, a comedy, and again we have taken an important passage for explanation here, and that text is from Act 3, Scene 4 of this comedy, of this play. And the text that I have chosen here for you is, I recite, "Then I will repent and wish for all that I had not killed them, and 20 of these funny lies I will tell, that men shall swear I have discontinued school above a 12-month, and I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks of the bragging jacks, which I will practice." So this is the text that I have chosen, and I have thought the important one from this scene and act. So as I told you that this is from Act 3, Scene 4, and these words, these lines or the dialogue has been spoken by Portia to Nerissa. Now here the question, who is Nerissa? I think you remember. Nerissa is the mate of Portia. She is always with her. So Portia is speaking these words to her maid Nerissa. And what else? Portia has decided to dress herself in male clothes in order to go to Venice. So this is the new information here we have. And this information that Portia has decided to dress herself in male clothes and to go to Venice. Why? And this is here that we have, because up to now we have come to know that Bassanio had chosen the right casket. Bassanio has won the lottery, and he has also won the heart of Portia. Portia also wanted to marry him. So after winning the lottery, all of them are making celebrations of the victory. They all are happy and enjoying the supper, the dinner, whatever. Portia also gives him a ring as a token of love. She gives a ring to Bassanio as a token of love, and she also warns him and makes him to promise, in other words we can say, that he will never part this ring in any condition, that because this is the token of love, so he must keep it as safe and to his heart. So when all of them were rejoicing the celebration and were in happy mood, a messenger comes there and he gives the information to Bassanio. And what is that? That information is very shocking. And what was that? It was that Antonio has lost his ships and he is in danger. So this is the information given to Bassanio, and definitely it was a shocking news to Bassanio. And what was it? That Antonio has lost his ships and therefore he is in danger. So if he has lost his ships, it means that Antonio will not be able to repay the loan that Bassanio has taken from Shylock on the guarantee of Antonio. So Shylock will now have the right to take a pound of his flesh, as it is mentioned in the bond, because it was mentioned in the bond that they made, that if Antonio fails to repay the money, the loan, Shylock will have a right to take a pound of flesh of his body. So this information made Bassanio worried, as well as Portia to worried. All others also felt very sorry for hearing this news. So Portia then prepares Bassanio, and she tells him that he must go at once to Venice in order to save the life of his friend, because she thinks that Antonio is a real friend and who has helped Bassanio in such a critical situation. Therefore, Bassanio must hurriedly go to Venice and try to save the life of Antonio. So, on the one side, they were rejoicing, they were making celebration, and Portia was in an ecstasy of love. But here we see that how she sacrificed her husband's company, who had just got married. But for what? For the sake of divine friendship of Bassanio and Antonio. So here Portia is not weeping. Portia is not worried that Bassanio will go away, whereas they have just married. But she here sacrifices her husband's company for the sake of friendship, because she believed that the friendship between Bassanio and Antonio is the true friendship. But she also says that she would feel more pride in this act of sacrifice than any act of ordinary kindness. So here we see the character of Portia, which is full of kindness, which is full of truthfulness, and which shows the real love to friendship. So in this way, she says to Bassanio that he must at once go to Venice. And when Bassanio moves, she also decides. So all these things are happening before this scene. All these things are the part of the story. So she also decides to go to Venice, because she knew that Bassanio would not be able to save the life of Antonio. So she also decides to go to Venice in order to save the life of Antonio, or in order to help. And she takes Nerissa with her. Nerissa, her maid, who was always with her. And both of them decides to dress themselves in male clothes. Both of them, Nerissa and Portia, they disguises themselves in male clothes, or they became men, or the male. So this was done in order to save the life of Antonio. So dear students, this was the story up to now. Now we have this dialogue. And this dialogue, as I told you, is spoken by Portia to Nerissa. If we go to back to the dialogue, we will see what she speaks. Then I will repent and wish for all that I had not killed them, and 20 of these bonny lies I will tell, that men shall swear I have discontinued school. Above a 12 month, I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks of the bragging jacks which I will practice. So she says in these lines, mocking at the behavior of young men. So in these lines, Portia is making fun of the behavior of the young men who always boast of their adventures in love and their bravery, because the young people always proud of their adventures in love. They talk in a hyperbolic manner, excessively exaggerating. They speak about their false bravery in order to show that they are the young men and they are the brave and bold. So Portia says that she will also become like a young man, and she will also talk in the same way as the young men do. So this is a satirical speech in fact, and here it is a satire upon the young men who are always proud of their bravery, their adventures, so far love is concerned. So Portia says, when she is dressed like a man, what she says? She says that she too will boast of her conquest over the hearts of women. That is, she will also speak in a exaggerated manner as the young people do, that she has won many hearts of women. Then she says that she will also relate stories about women who died for her sake. So she will go to Venice and she will speak like young men and will relate the stories, false stories that the young people speak about the women, that many women are dying for them. And then what else she will do? She says that she will also express her regret at having let them die. She says that she won't mind if they die, if the women die, just like the young men do. Young men also speak in such a hyperbolic manner or in a sycophancy that many women are running after them and they don't care about them. So in the same way, she will also speak the same things. She will tell scores of such petty lies. So many lies, so many false stories she will also narrate there. And she will so successfully imitate the talk of men. She will also speak just like men, imitate the actions of men in Venice, so that the people will really begin to think her as a young man who has recently discontinued the school. So Portia here means to say all that she will do all these things so that the people of Venice may think him as a young man. And if they believe him, if they believe her as a young man, then she will make many other tricks to save the life of Antonio, because her main purpose was to help Bassanio and save the life of Antonio. She was very witty, she was very argumentative, and she was very intelligent, and therefore she had confidence that by her arguments, by her statements, she would be able to save the life of Antonio. So, again in these lines, in the last line, she speaks, she adds that she knows hundreds of these crude tricks which such boastful young men employ. So, such proud young men always use these tricks, and she will also use the same tricks in order to impress the people of Venice, so that they could believe that she was not a lady, she was not a woman, but she was a young man. She too will employ such tricks in order to convince people that she is a young man. This is what I have spoken. So, the meaning of this line is simply that this is the dialogue spoken by Portia. Portia has disguised herself in the dress of man, and now she is going to Venice in order to save the life of Antonio. And she will behave like young men, she will speak like young men, she will act like young men, she will speak so many lies that young men used to do, so that the people will be convinced and she will do what she wanted to do. So this is what in these lines we have. Now, if we talk about the critical note, the critical note, that is, we have the depiction of poetic justice here. So it is the point of discussion from the comedy point of view, or from the technique or the device that the playwright has used, is depiction of poetic justice. Here Shakespeare is making poetic justice, and what is poetic justice is that Bassanio's love for Portia has been the cause of Antonio's downfall. So what was the cause of Antonio's downfall, and why Antonio was at risk? It was only because of Bassanio, because he borrowed money from Shylock for Bassanio, and he became guarantor for Bassanio. Therefore, he was in danger due to Bassanio. So, Portia understood it very well, and therefore she realizes that there are crises in which the call of friendship is imperious. So, this is the crisis, and in this crisis there is the test of the true friendship, and therefore it is her duty to help Bassanio as well as to Antonio. Therefore she says, Bassanio, please go hurriedly to Venice, and she gave also the 20 times more money to pay Shylock. And then she also took a legal advice from a lawyer of Valerio in advance, so that she could go there and save the life of Antonio. We also get some features, some characteristics of Portia's character through these lines. That is, she is a practical woman, that she is a wise woman, and yet full of pleasantries. That is, she speaks in such a way that she will use the same tricks, hundreds of false or lies tricks, in order to impress the people of Venice, or in order to convince them that she is not a woman but a young man. And we also saw in these lines that Portia and Nerissa, both of them have disguised themselves as young men. So, from the playwright point of view, because it was practiced in that age, in Elizabethan period, that the audience liked in seeing female characters disguised as men. So it was from the audience point of view that Shakespeare has used this technique or this device, that that his female characters dress themselves or disguise themselves as male. So here we also remind Rosalind and Imogen. These are the characters of Shakespeare's plays. Rosalind from As You Like It. And so this was the favorite device of Shakespeare, who uses it frequently. So this device, no doubt, creates interest in the story as well as a romance. So both interest and romance are created through this device. So this is what for today, dear students, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Thank you very much. See you.